Most families think they know who's in charge when mom or dad can't make decisions anymore. They'll say things like, I'm the power of attorney, so I can handle this, or my sister's the trustee, so she decides everything. And then a crisis hits. The hospital calls, a facility needs a signature, a financial decision has to be made now. Suddenly, everyone is confused, arguing, or worse, completely blocked. I've seen families lose time, money, and trust simply because they didn't understand who actually has authority. Today, I'm going to break this down clearly without legalese so you know who makes which decisions, when it matters most, and how to avoid chaos during a senior transition. Hi, I'm Corpus, a senior transition specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is another episode of Sandwich Generation Solutions powered by the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast, where I help families navigate aging parent decisions with clarity, compassion, and less stress. Today's topic is one of the most understood and one of the most dangerous to get wrong: medical powers of attorney, trustees, and who actually has decision-making power. Let's dive in. Most families assume if I'm named on something, I can decide everything. That's not how it works. Authority is split by role, triggered by capacity, and limited by law. This misunderstanding shows up when siblings argue with hospitals, facilities refuse paperwork, banks freeze accounts, moves are delayed, care decisions stall. Not because families don't care, but because no one ever explained this clearly. Let's talk about the medical power of attorney. A medical power of attorney, sometimes called an advanced healthcare directive, controls medical decisions only. This includes treatments, surgeries, medications, end-of-life decisions, and hospice care. Important to note is a medical POA only becomes active when the doctor determines your parent lacks capacity. Until then, your parent decides. Common mistake: I'm the POA. I told the doctor what to do. If your parent still has capacity, the doctor legally cannot listen to you. Let's talk about the financial power of attorney. A financial POA controls money decisions, not healthcare. This can include paying bills, managing accounts, selling properties sometimes, and signing contracts. But here's the catch: not all POAs allow real estate transactions, and many expire upon death. That's when families panic. Moving on to trustees, which is the most confusing role. A trustee only has authority over assets inside the trust, not medical decisions, not everything, and not automatically. Trustees can manage trust assets, sell trust-owned property, distribute funds per trust instructions. They cannot make medical decisions, override a healthcare directive, or act if the trust isn't funded. I've seen families shocked to learn the house isn't even in the trust. Let's go over a real-life scenario of who actually makes decisions. Let me give you a real-world example I see constantly. Mom falls and is hospitalized. She can't make decisions. Here's who's involved. Doctor determines capacity. Medical POA makes healthcare decisions. Trustee manages trust assets. Financial POA handles bills and payments. If these roles are held by different people, coordination matters. If they don't communicate, everything slows down. So what happens when documents are missing or outdated? This is where things get ugly. If there's no medical POA, no financial POA, an unfunded trust, families may be forced into conservatorship, court delays, legal fees, and loss of control. I've seen families wait months just to get authority while care bills pile up. The reality is, in the Bay Area, care costs escalate fast. Hospital discharges happen quickly. Real estate decisions become urgent. When documents aren't aligned, families are stuck. This is why planning before crisis matters. How do I fit into this? I'm not an attorney, but I work with elder law attorneys, fiduciaries, care managers, and financial advisors. My role is to identify gaps early, coordinate the care and housing and real estate picture, and I help families move forward without chaos, especially when a home sale is tied to care funding. So, what families should do right now? Here's your checklist. 1, confirm who holds each role. 2, verify documents are current. 3, make sure the trust is funded. 4, align family expectations. 5, build a care team before crisis. One conversation today can save months of stress later. Let's do a recap. The medical POA is for healthcare decisions. Financial POA is for money decisions. A trustee deals with trust assets only, and authority depends on capacity. No document means court involvement. This has been another episode of Sandwich Generation Solutions, powered by the Simplified Senior Transitions podcast. If your loved one is considering senior living and you need help figuring out what to do with their home, let's talk. Schedule a free consultation and learn more about my services at www.simplifyseniortransitions.com. You can DM me on Instagram anytime at SoldByDale. And don't forget, you can watch and listen to the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major platforms. If this episode helped clear confusion, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. I'm Dale Corpus, and I'll see you on the next episode.